Alrighty.
51.
Episode 51, the semifinals.
The semifinals.
Yeah.
The pre-finale.
Yeah, pre-finale semifinals.
Let's do it.
Mr. Gorbachev.
Check the mic and make sure it sound right, boys.
Mr. Gorbachev.
Turn up this podcast.
I'm in this for the money and the pussy, and they're both falling off the trees.
Hello, everybody. Welcome to episode 51 of the Reasonable Doubt podcast. As always, we are your hosts, Eric C. Griff.
And Chicka J Money.
We're back. We're back at it. We never went anywhere.
We never left.
We never left. Don't call it a comeback.
We never stopped.
We've
This is
been
the fucking
here.
semifinals, bitch.
Semifinals, game 6. 30 seconds left in the quarter. Going ham.
Thank you.
Don't call it a comeback. Been here for years. Well, almost a year.
And
almost a year.
if it is a comeback, there's some checks you owe us.
Is what?
There's some checks you owe us.
I don't know what you mean. What's a check you owe us?
And I expect that payment. Nothing less or over.
Okay. Chris is collecting kneecaps today.
Today's the day.
Today's the day. How's everyone doing?
I'm actually fucking beyond stoked about this episode. It's the semifinals. It is our fucking pre-finale.
We're tasting glory, but we're not quite there.
It's so fucking close and it's amazing. It is. Thank you so much, everybody who's been with us thus far.
Thank you to everybody.
I try to use proper English for you on occasion.
On occasion, any new listeners, thanks for stopping in.
Yeah.
Go back in the catalog. You missed a hell of a ride, but it's only we're still going up on the roller coaster, I believe.
So
We're still like, and we haven't hit the bit yet, but we're there. We're getting close.
what, the downfall?
No, not the downfall, the thrills and the spills and the corkscrews and the loop-de-loops, and you know what I mean.
I see what you're saying.
You a roller coaster guy?
Yeah, I'm a big roller coaster guy.
I fucking love roller coasters.
Yeah, I love them. I love going on roller coasters till I get sick.
That's why I like going on roller coasters, because they don't make me sick like the spinny ones.
Yeah, I don't know. It doesn't bother me. I'll just keep going on them till like my fucking digestion doesn't work. Like till I'm on a roller coaster and it's like, you know when you get on and your guts come up too much and you feel it and you're like, that's weird. I can taste my spleen.
I don't like heights. It's a thing about me. Mm-hmm. But roller coasters make it worth it.
Oh.
Because you're flying around real quick and stuff. I hate like drop towers.
Yeah, drop towers are the one thing I'm not a fan.
Drop towers, I'm not a fan. And I've seen all the fucking videos on Live Leak and stuff of people getting launched out of the seats. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like
all the
restraints
dead people
don't work. Or there was that guy who had his shoes untied on the drop tower. You ever see that guy?
What happened to him?
His shoelaces get sucked up into the mechanism underneath.
And they rip his
his legs off.
They rip his legs off?
I haven't seen a video of that one, but I remember the news article.
So I remember watching the one guy where it's coming down and like he goes up and he's laughing that his seat's not covered, like it's not closing.
Oh no.
And he comes down and lifts and he's fine. But then when it does the break, he slides clear out of this thing and just like
oh,
hamburger patty on the floor. Oh yeah. Oh yeah, it's creepy. It's creepy. Yeah, it grosses me right out.
Can you pass me those sunglasses? I feel like we got a match.
Yeah, no problem. Here.
Thanks.
Do you want?
Yeah, I'll take the chain.
You might as well.
I might as well take the chain.
There's also a ring. Josh is getting ready here.
I gotta get drippy. I'm sorry, I forgot to get drippy earlier, like you.
Drippy.
Drippy.
Yeah, I've been dripping.
You have been dripping. You've been dripping like in real life.
I have been dripping in real life.
Been showing off.
I bought a $40,000 chain with only podcast money.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, we bought that island in the Caribbean too.
Yeah, I don't own a house yet, but I do have a vacation home.
I rent when I'm here, but I have a vacation home. There's this island in the Caribbean we just bought. This guy went to jail and died or something and left this island.
Yeah,
so
it
we
was
bought
great.
it up.
Yeah, some Mexican dude.
No, he's from New York.
From New
Jeff
York?
something.
Oh yeah.
That guy.
Yeah, that it's weird. There's a lot of strange tunnels and stuff.
There's a lot of
and
strange tunnels. There's
all
weird...
these kids there, which is really weird.
The coolest thing is there's a sex room, but all the restraints are really low on the walls.
I don't
understand
understand. It's very strange.
It's a Jeffrey Epstein joke for everybody.
Anyone who's not tracking,
who's not picking up what we're talking about
Lolita.
I got a quick little story that I think you would find funny, and I want your opinion on it.
Okay.
So, the title, Struggling Pig Kills Butcher in Hong Kong. Okay? The story is there's a butcher in Hong Kong. He's ready to, butcher this pig. And they shoot it with, a stun thing. They, stun it before they kill it. But I guess this pig was big enough that the stun, just kind of freaked it out. Didn't, incapacitate it or whatever.
Okay.
Struggles, freaks the fuck out.
Struggling. Hence the
struggling pig. Kicks the butcher over, and he falls directly onto a 15-inch cleaver and dies.
What?
Yeah.
Fuck yeah.
Fuck yeah. I think that pig should just be released.
Yeah, let him go in the wild.
In the wild, let him go.
Yeah.
It was a battle to the death.
And he won.
Yeah.
Yeah, that butcher had every tool on his side. It was as unfair as it can get. And
Absolutely.
The pig won, so the pig gets to go
How many
free.
pigs do you think that butcher did before one took him out?
Oh, well, fuck.
A commendable career by the butcher, I'll give him that.
Yeah.
But it's like gladiators, you know?
No, you know what? And pigs really are gladiators.
They really are.
They really are. If you think about it, all the people they eat for Italians, you know?
What?
All the people that pigs eat for Italians.
Pigs eat people?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, they eat dead people. That's a big
thing. They eat live people, too.
They eat live people?
Man, pigs are pretty ferocious.
Yeah? Are we talking pigs or are we talking boars?
Pigs.
Okay.
Pigs.
I know pigs will just eat anything, though. People have used pigs to dispose of bodies.
You know what's good about pigs, Tommy?
Oh, fucking snatch.
Yeah.
A starved pig will eat 2 pounds of uncooked flesh a minute.
Yeah.
It will chew through bones like butter.
Like butter.
Like butter. I fucking love that movie.
3 full-grown pigs will eat a 200-pound male in under 30 minutes.
Hence the term greedy as a pig.
Yeah, that's exactly. Yes, I fucking love it. Hence the term.
I fucking love Snatch. That's one of my favorite movies.
Are you a Lock, Stock guy?
I've seen Lock, Stock. Some people say it's better. I disagree.
I disagree. I think Snatch is better than Lock, Stock, but
Lock, Stock's
I do still like Lock, Stock. It's great.
Yeah.
You know.
Lock, Stock doesn't have any pikeys in it. You know what I mean?
Does it not?
No, I don't think so. There's no gypsies in it.
It's fucking what's his name? Big Fatty. What's his name?
I don't know.
Is he in Lock, Stock or Snatch?
Big Fatty?
Yeah. Tyrone, who's this?
Oh, that's the driver in Snatch.
He's our getaway driver. I don't think he's getting away from fucking much.
He backs into another car. It was a funny angle.
Yeah. How was it a funny angle, Tyrone? It was right behind you. I fucking love that.
The best line in that is when they're robbing the bookie. And the one guy pulls out a handgun, and the other guy pulls out a Spaz 12 shotgun. And they're like, "What is that?" He's like, "It's a shotgun. It's a fucking anti-aircraft gun, Vincent."
Yeah. I fucking love it. Anyone who hasn't watched that,
Watch Snatch.
Guy Ritchie, that's his original film was Lock, Stock, and Two Smoking Barrels, and they did Snatch.
Yeah.
And they're both phenomenal.
They're just fantastic movies. If you just want to see Jason Statham be at his absolute peak.
Oh, yeah. And it's immediately post Olympic diving career.
Yep.
Yeah, right after his career as an Olympic diver. Really, really incredible.
Do you know he was a dancer as well for a while?
I believe it. Yeah,
he's in a Madonna video.
What?
Where he's in a little...
he's a background dancer, right? Yes, I did know that.
He's in a little Speedo he's all oiled up and doing shit.
Yeah.
It's pretty fucking cool. Good for him.
He's a really, really interesting guy.
The thing with Jason Statham is he's kind of like The Rock in that they only play one role.
Yeah,
they just play themselves. But I like Jason Statham's character and not so much The Rock's.
Yeah, The Rock is, he's a douchebag.
He is a bit of a douchebag. You know what I mean? Like, I'm sure he's a nice guy.
No, I disagree. Everybody says that The Rock is nice. Like, everyone's always commenting that, like, oh, he's the nicest guy, blah, blah, blah. I've seen him in interviews where I think that he's a conceited dick.
There's no way you don't become a conceited dick after people suck your dick for
that's
like 30
what I'm saying.
years.
He's so fucking, like, huge, and it's a known thing that he's, like, everyone just sucks his dick about being, like, so nice and all this. I just don't see that he would not be a dick.
Yeah. Have you seen his things where he's talking about, like, working out and stuff? Because obviously the man's in fantastic shape.
He is in wonderful shape, yeah.
But he's always like, this is how I do it. You can do it as well. You just have to go to the gym 3 times a day for 2 hours. You know what I mean? It's like,
and take an exorbitant amount of steroids.
Yeah. All those guys are on steroids.
Yeah, you don't...
For show.
This is something I think people don't understand is if you want to look like these fucking beasts of society, you have to take steroids. Steroids, like, you don't achieve what these people achieve without steroids because your body is not that good.
No, it's not.
Yeah.
Especially once you're in your, like, late 30s, early 40s.
No fucking way,
that
dude.
The chemicals that make you a warrior are gone.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You should aspire to look like me and Christian.
Yeah.
That's what you should want to look like. A little bit of tum, right?
Yeah.
Nothing crazy, a little bit. Shows
Get
you're
some
eating
tattoos.
good. Well, you could do that.
It makes you comfy.
It does make you comfy. A little bit of an unkept facial hair scenario.
Just a little.
Just a little. Stupid mustache or
On
something.
my girlfriend's favorite body pillow.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. You know why? Because I'm comfy.
You are comfy.
Yeah.
You give great hugs.
Yeah, thank you. Yeah.
You give great hugs. You have the physical capability to do that back cracking thing that you do.
It's wonderful.
It's wonderful.
Yeah.
You know how great it is? I can do that back cracking thing to most people unless they're like way taller than me.
That's why I never get my back
Do you know
cracked.
the absolute... Yeah, I know. The biggest flex of being like, oh, my back hurts. And you can be like, I can take care of that.
I got this.
I got this.
Bop. And then they're like, oh my God, I'm in an excruciating pain. You're like, I'm not a doctor.
So what separates you from any chiropractor?
Yeah. Now what? Some fancy degree? Come on.
I don't know if... Do chiropractors get MDs?
Yeah, they have doctorates, yeah.
I don't think so.
100% they have doctorates.
I don't think so. Every time... what kind of doctor practices at a strip mall?
Okay,
you know what I mean?
First of all, go to the States, lots of them. Second of all,
chiropractors
they have
fake.
PhDs. They have doctorates.
PhDs, not MDs.
No, they have MDs. They're doctors. They have doctorates.
Chiropractics. I'm sorry if you're a chiropractor and you're listening to this. It seems snake oily to me.
You know what? I disagree.
You disagree?
I disagree. They have a fundamental understanding of the body's skeletal structure and its functions.
I don't know. It just seems like pop feels good for a bit. You're not like a physical therapist. You're not like a massage therapist or anything like that.
I
trust those much more.
You trust massage therapy over chiropractic?
Yes.
Have you ever met the people that do the massage therapy program at the local community college?
That's where I get my massage therapy done.
Do you actually?
Yeah, because it's like $6. I'm not even joking.
That's why you're so happy. You keep getting jerked off at the college. So I should go in there get some fucking college girls to jerk my dick for $6.
It's not always girls, brother. That's a roll of the dice when you get there.
Well, you take what you take.
The fucking massage therapy program is like an additional 6 months course on how to jerk people.
And if you're working at a rub and tug, everyone flip to
it's
page
not necessary
871.
to get your diploma, but if you want the extra credit, then you can take an extra course on how to jerk
the
people
teacher
up.
will give you an extra special credit if you help him out.
Yeah, it's down on the desk like you have to perform it on me before we do actual clients. And it's
actually
not even
crazy. All the creepy teachers, like the amount of teachers that I have met and have dealt with and shit that are in like either Western or Fanshawe, like the local community college or the university. It is unreasonable the amount of them that are beyond, like, next level creepy. Like, openly, they just want to fuck students all day.
I know, because they're 18, so it's like not illegal.
It's not illegal, but
you'll still lose your job. But like,
yeah, like the one, I'm not going to say the guy's name, but the one guy, he fucking has an Instagram page where all he does is...
Yeah, the photography guy?
Yes, just take nudes.
He's like known.
He just takes nudes of fucking
his
like
students.
Immediately graduated students.
Yeah, it's not good.
It's not. And the dude's married somehow.
It's all under the guise of this is art.
Yeah, this is
art.
You
know what I mean?
Fucking artists.
Even though, like, okay, I like high school teachers and stuff. I know it's got to be a super hard job. I'm not saying anything about high school teachers, okay? But there always seems to be, like, one dude teacher that's, like, sort of young, sort of hot, and, like, all the senior girls are, like, enamored with him.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
yeah.
I had, like, he was at my school. And one, what a fucking landmine, like, minefield your job has to be.
Oh, yeah.
At work.
All day.
All day you're getting hit on by like 16, 17-year-old girls.
Yeah, he's dodging bullets all day.
He's dodging bullets all
honestly,
day.
I feel bad
like, that's
for that
gotta
guy.
be absolutely terrifying.
Yeah.
Because, like, obviously
you say the wrong thing.
Obviously you're not going to throw away your career. Obviously you're probably not attracted to 16-year-olds.
Yeah.
But like,
and it's always
you say one wrong thing accidentally and you're fucked. Like, you know what I mean?
Too. It's always like a young dude who's like a good-looking guy. And
it's like his first teaching assignment out of college. He's like 25.
He's trying to be a good person and trying to, like, you always get the sense that those guys, like, have this genuine care for the education of people.
Yeah.
And then they're in there and it's like all they do is fucking dodge landmines all day. And you're like, wow, man, you are dedicated.
We had seniors like trying to slap his ass and stuff.
We had one, I'm not going to say the name, but...
Mr. Bryan.
Mr. Bryan. Let me tell you, Mr. Bryan, like, on more times than I can count, I watched it, like, well, there was one girl. She was a treat. She was a treat.
I get what you're going for.
And she dropped a fucking, like, a pencil or something.
Oh, no.
Between his legs, he's sitting there. He's like, oh, and he goes to grab it. And she goes, no. Bends down, reaches under his chair, and is like face to dick. And I looked at him, and he just sits there like, and just like stares at and is like, oh
holds
my
his breath,
god,
like, don't move.
Do not move. Yeah, and I felt so bad for him because I was like, man, this guy obviously is like not a creepy pervert.
Yeah.
He just wants to fucking go to work and be a teacher and go home.
Which
right?
is funny because now we're at the age, right, where like people our age are teachers, right?
Yeah, we're
and
at the
teachers,
age where if we applied ourselves, we could have a career.
Yeah, we are. But like, I don't know, teachers are like any job. You get breaks and shit.
Yeah.
Right? Hang out with your coworkers.
You
like,
gotta wonder what they talk about.
You gotta wonder, like, do you think they go in the room and they're like, God fucking damn it?
Yeah, he goes in.
These
like,
fucking idiots.
Yeah, must walk in there and be like, I swear to God, I almost got a fucking blowjob against my will. Like,
or like, I've been trying to teach this class the quadratic formula for 2 weeks, and they will not fucking get it.
Yeah.
These guys are fucking morons. Because, I mean, like, at any job you work, like, say your job and shit, right?
Yeah.
You make fun of clients all the time.
never.
Never?
Never.
All right, way to save face.
Yeah,
I do.
Never make fun of clients, except for the retarded ones.
Except for the ones that deserve it.
Yeah.
Like, we make fun of, we have, like, different voices we put on for regulars and stuff.
Oh, yeah.
Right? Like, you think that happens? Like, they go in the classroom and, like, little Timmy's got a speech impediment?
I
And,
don't
like,
think
in the break room, they're like, I don't understand this math questions, huh? You think, you know what I mean?
It might be that, or you'll have, like, yeah, like the kids that are popular and think they're really dope.
Yeah.
And they must all go in there and rip on those kids together because they all teach them.
Yeah, they do. They
Right?
all know
in
them.
high school. It's like they all know who that kid is, so they must all be like, "Oh yeah, this fucking moron
He
again."
matched his hat with his shoes again.
Yeah. Jeez.
It's funny though too. It's like I can't think of anything more like sort of embarrassing now than being like the coolest kid at a high school.
I look back and I was glad. I'm really glad that I wasn't like, I guess I knew everybody, like everybody knew who I was, but I'm really glad I wasn't like one of the guys who is super popular,
Yeah.
because fuck.
Have you seen where all
Fuck
those
that
guys are
peak.
now?
Yeah.
Horribly addicted to cocaine.
Yeah. Fuck yeah. Fuck that peak. I never wanted that.
It's funny too, because a lot of the people that like I would hate in high school and like make fun of
Yeah.
for being like quote unquote popular were actually just like really decent guys who were like good at sports and like driven.
Yep.
And then the people that I was like, this guy's cool, is because like his dad let him smoke weed.
Yeah, it's true.
In the
And then
house.
you realize later, you're like, oh, that he came from a highly abusive household.
He came from a highly abusive household and he like was not sick. He like sucked.
Yeah, he sucked,
not
and
nice
his
to
life was
people.
terrible.
And then like, I don't know, the dude I hated is like making $300,000 a year now.
Yeah.
Like actually has shit figured out.
It kills me. There's someone I hang out with now. Like, I would consider them a buddy of mine.
Yeah.
Brian Money. That's what I'm gonna say. He's another Money, kind of like Jay Money, but
J Money.
yeah.
Yeah.
But
Check the chain.
check the chain, check the symbol. But he was always like quite popular in high school. But I always thought he was kind of a mild mannered guy, like
Yeah.
nice, really mild mannered guy. And now that I hang out with him and like we're boys and we like play basketball and shit together occasionally, I'm like, he is the nicest, most like down to earth person. He's a little kooky, but
Yeah.
he is like a wonderful human being.
Oh,
Like, yeah.
that was
Where
very
you're
nice
like-
of you.
You're like, oh my God, this guy, he was just good at sports. He was just good at sports. He was a good looking dude. And everyone was like, that fucking douchebag.
Yeah, what a douchebag.
Yeah, and you're like,
Yo, you
I'm
can't help this.
Not at all, man. He's such a wonderful human being. Like,
It probably sets you up to be wonderful though, because
Yeah.
you don't get jaded because no one makes fun
yeah,
of you.
he's just
You
like
know
a
what I mean?
happy guy.
Just
He's
a happy
yeah.
guy. That's why people are mad, not because he's good at sports, because he's so happy.
Yeah, I think he went on, I don't know where, but he went on to play soccer somewhere. Like, ended up like playing soccer for fucking
I hope
somewhere
people
in
talk
Europe.
about us like this. They're like, you know
They
that
don't.
Chris guy?
They don't.
He was a really nice guy. I heard he's off recording a podcast now.
He's very
He has a
successful.
very successful podcast now.
Do you remember Josh that looked like he was maybe emo back in high school?
Not so much emo, crackheady.
Well, you had the crackhead thing when you were bald.
Yeah, when I was bald, they called me a crackhead and I wasn't allowed to hang out with my friends for like a week.
Yeah, friends. That's
Yeah,
what you
friends.
call those
We'll
people.
call those people at the time friends.
Yeah. Yeah,
Do I talk to any of them now?
No, people look
No.
back at me in high school and go, remember that guy who had dreadlocks? That guy. What's he doing now? Oh, now he wears trappers hats and fake gold chains on a podcast.
Fake. Fake. Real gold chain.
I wouldn't wear my real gold chain here. We're in the hood.
Tuck your chain.
I'm not getting snatched. Get got. Got is okay, speaking of Got, phenomenal song by Mos Def.
Okay.
If you don't know it, you should look up Got. I showed you something and I want your opinion. I want to know if you went back on it.
Okay.
Neutral Milk Hotel.
Yeah.
They released a single.
Yeah.
Anyone who's listening and is a Neutral Milk Hotel fan, Neutral Milk Hotel released a single after 25 years of not doing anything.
Yeah, something like that.
And then put out a single that's a recording from fucking 1999.
Oh, that's what it is. I thought they re-recorded. I was like,
It's like 04 and 99 were the two recordings, and they've re-released it.
Yeah.
And so it's a single that's released now, and I don't know if they're going to do an album, if it's like a precursor to an album.
If it's a precursor to an album, I'll cream.
I will, but I will say I wasn't happy.
It was okay. It's hard to follow up Airplane Over the Sea. It's really hard to follow that up.
What, Airplane Over the Sea?
Yeah.
Was On Avery Island before?
Yes, On Avery Island was the first one.
And then Airplane. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I gotta be honest. I love Neutral Milk Hotel.
I'll probably still listen to it all the time.
And I listened to the song, to that single, but it's not that good.
It's not really, no.
It's
I think
not.
I'm just so enamored by the band that, like,
Yeah,
I'm
that
okay
I'll
with
accept
anything
it.
they
I'll
do.
accept it, yeah.
All right, I got a question for you.
Go for it.
Are swords cool?
What do you mean?
Like swords. Are they cool?
Yeah.
Are guys who own swords cool?
No.
No. Not at all. That's
Okay,
so strange.
Let's make this very clear. If you are out and let's say you go to a historic Viking landing site
Yeah.
and you get a sword, that's cool.
Yeah.
And you're like, wow, that's dope. And you play with a sword for a minute and then you give the sword back and the sword stays
Yes.
there. That's fucking dope.
That is dope.
That's dope. If you go to Japan and you learn about legitimate ninjas or samurais and you get to play with a sword for a minute,
Yeah.
that's fucking dope.
That's cool. If you get to, like, look at it, see how it catches the light, like, pose
Yeah,
with it
and
for
you
a
see
second,
like the
and no one takes a
folds in the
picture of you.
steel and like how well that steel is made. That's amazing.
Yeah.
If you
go to
live in your mom's basement
And you go to the mall.
and you buy a katana, you need to get laid. And it is not acceptable what you're doing.
No, because what? You're not going to walk around like...
Some of them do.
I know.
Okay, here's what kills me. So, like, I have a shotgun, among other guns, but I can't go walking down through Vic Park with my shotgun.
You can with your handgun.
You can't.
Your handgun, you can.
I don't have one.
Yeah. Oh, right. Yeah, you don't have it. Neither do I.
No, I don't have
You
any.
you can't hide a shotgun. Like you can't hide a katana.
Oh, I see what you're saying. I see
Like
what you're
you
saying.
can.
I could hide a handgun
Your
in my
handgun,
waistband.
yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
We could
So,
hide our hypothetical
No,
handguns.
but here's my thing. I can't, like, sling a shotgun and go walking through downtown with a shotgun slinged over
You
my
would get
back.
picked up in minutes.
Yeah, like, it would be literally minutes, and I would be arrested.
Yeah.
And I would be arrested, and honestly, I would be arrested unlawfully and then brought back to my house, and they would tell me to smarten up
Knock
and
it
fucking...
off.
Yeah, basically, they would be like, put it in a case and fuck off.
Yeah.
And I'd be like, okay. And that would be it, because it's legal. But if I go walking through downtown with a fucking katana hanging off my back, you're just artistic. You're just artistic. And it's totally fine. You can go all over the place. You can pull it out and start swinging it around like a madman in the park.
Yeah.
You know, dueling with the homeless and shit. But that's fine. But you can't fucking...
The vigilante samurai.
You're like going in there trying to chop up homeless people. They won't stop you. They'll be like, he's artistic.
Let him go. There was a guy like last year who fought off cops with a katana in the East End.
I do remember that.
You
That was
remember
amazing.
There's a picture of him. He's got his shirt off in a shopper's
Yes.
parking lot.
Yes.
And he's like wielding the katana like a fucking samurai. Like he actually has the correct like footwork and shit.
Yeah,
like
because
this
he's
guy's been studying
fucking
this.
legendary.
This guy has been smoking rock for like 5 years watching samurai videos and fucking old kung fu movies. And then one day his brain just fucking breaks.
Have you ever been on a fucking deep dive on kung fu movies?
Yeah, they're fucking awesome.
Dude, like old kung fu
movies?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Getting into like Bruce Lee, old school Bruce Lee shit.
Where they would like do outlandish shit, like their arms would get super long, like 20 feet long. Like, pow, 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 pow.
No. I'm talking like the legit ones from like Bruce Lee, like Enter the Dragon and shit.
Yeah.
Oh.
Isn't that where Wu-Tang Clan got their name? From an old kung fu movie?
Yeah. That whole thing, like
Yeah,
their whole
thing,
shtick
yeah.
is an old kung fu movie.
Tiger style.
Well, I can't remember the name of the movie though.
That they're...
Shaolin. It might be called
I think-
like Shaolin shadow boxing or something.
It might be like I don't know. Hold on. The
But
Wu-Tang Clan. They did a kung fu movie.
they did.
Man with the Iron Fist.
Man with the Iron Fist. Yeah, RZA did it predominantly, but
It's got Batista in it.
does it really?
Yeah, he's the bad guy.
He's been in a lot of stuff, and he's weird.
I like him more than The Rock, though.
I like him
The
vastly
martial
more.
arts film Shaolin and Wu-Tang, which portrayed multiple disciples from the temple to be disciplined in the Wu-Tang form.
Okay, yeah, that's where it comes from. Shaolin and the Wu-Tang. We should watch that.
We should. I think it's lore, right?
It is.
Shaolin and the Wu-Tang. Oh, what's the fucking line?
Oh, do you remember? Like,
Let you try my Wu-Tang style.
I'll let you try my Wu-Tang style. Yeah. I see you're using an old style.
You know your footwork well.
Yeah.
Oh, fuck. We should just become kung fu guys.
We should get right into it. Let's buy katanas.
I feel like we could make having a katana in your living room cool again.
I think we could bring it back.
You know?
If you were actually sick at it, like, that's the thing. Sometimes I see a katana and someone's like, you know, they're like, oh yeah, I have this katana. And you're like, oh, that's weird as fuck. And then you realize they're fucking amazing with a katana.
You know what I think
And then
it
you're
is?
like, you know what? That's terrifying. That's super cool.
I think I've cracked it. It's because it's white guys with katanas. I think if you're like a white guy and you've got like an ancient fucking German battle axe or something,
Yeah.
that might be like less weird. Like if you see a Japanese
My
guy
journeyman
who
has
a
every
katana,
rifle from World War II.
See, like that's cool
Yeah.
because it
And
makes
he's
sense.
restored all
if
of
you
them.
see like a Japanese guy and he's got a katana,
You'd probably be like, well,
you
he's
probably
Japanese.
yeah. Well, that's how it works.
So what we need to get, ultimately, we need to get a giant stone
Yeah.
and then jam a fucking sword in it, and that's our sword.
Oh, we could like Prince Arthur.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Prince
King
Arthur.
Arthur.
King Arthur. I'm
You
sorry. I gotta put
fucking-
respect.
Put respect on my name.
Me and King Arthur both came a lot, if you know what I mean.
Yeah, I wouldn't pull out.
King Arthur couldn't pull me out of that.
That was a great joke. When you said that, I died. Like a couple weeks ago, we were talking about coming in someone, and he said, and he says King Arthur couldn't pull me out of that, and I was like, that is an amazing reference. That's phenomenal. I would just, there's nothing I would love more than to be doing a bit, and some dude heckle me and then see his hot girlfriend and be like, yo, King Arthur couldn't pull me out of that. Yeah, just fucking wreck somebody with that. That's the finishing nail.
It's got such a good fucking like mental image of like you fucking and some dude trying
To pull you
out and can't.
And you're like, nope.
What do you got for me this week? I wanna hear it.
I've got a few things. So
Okay.
I got the Neutral Milk Hotels. Okay. Where would you watch Gladiators if they were inmates serving life in prison and it didn't reduce their sentence or free them, but it allowed them to have better living conditions when inside the prison?
Morally, I would say no.
You
Realistically,
I would do it.
I'd probably
Yeah, this is the thing. On a moral scale, if they were like, this is what we're gonna start doing, I'd be like, that's not cool.
But I'll tune in.
Yeah, I'm gonna
know
be
what I
like,
mean?
I'm not in support of that. It's not okay. But if they just started doing it and I wasn't consulted, I'm definitely
If I
gonna
wasn't,
become a
they're
fan.
gonna ask me first.
Yeah, like I'm gonna be like,
I
well,
think it would
sick.
be like. I think if you look at the history of mankind, you'd be weird to say no.
Yeah,
You
Well,
know,
we've had this talk before in the podcast.
Yeah.
and I think
I love repeating shit.
it applies to this as it applies to many other things. The period of time in human history where battling and dueling to the death, that amount of our history far outweighs the amount of history where we don't do that. Like, it's only very recently that we've been like, we shouldn't kill each other. It's not okay.
Dude, back in the day, like, someone getting executed in your town was like
It was a fucking
party.
hype event.
It was
man.
a hype event. It's like, dude, are you gonna see the guy get his head cut off on Thursday? Like, fuck yeah, dude.
Yeah,
I
it was
got
like-
nowhere else to be.
Yeah, did you hear fucking Father Owen? He got caught raping that kid, and they're gonna kill him.
Yeah, fuck yeah.
They're gonna off the priest, and it
They
was
would,
like,
like-
whoa.
I was listening to another podcast. You ever heard of Hardcore History?
Yeah. Dan, what's his name? Dan Carlin.
Dan Carlin, yeah.
Yeah, he's phenomenal.
Hardcore History. It's very good. He does like a 5-hour show.
Anyone who doesn't know Hardcore History, that guy's fucking.
Check
He's
him out.
really, really,
He's really
well
good.
spoken, well educated, articulate.
Each episode takes him like 2 months because of how much work he puts into each one.
Yeah, I appreciate the effort.
Same.
Yeah.
But he did a show called Painfotainment where he just talks about like executions and pain since like early recorded history.
Does he talk about those boards that stretch people?
Yeah.
That's crazy.
But he talks about how like so many things were punishable by death. Like almost like stealing, you die. Cheating on your like husband, you die. Like killing a man, you die. But like there was no like you can't say the punishment for like stealing food and like being a serial killer is the same thing, right?
Yeah.
So they would just like make it longer. They'd be like, we're going to execute you for like a day. Like it's going to be a whole day event. We're going to really take our time. And people would like crowd around and watch it, like bring snacks and shit.
Yeah,
And
to
like
watch someone
drink
get
and party.
executed.
Yeah, to watch someone get like like their skin taken off like inch by inch all day.
I wish we had exciting things like that going on in the community.
Executions.
Yeah, you know what? I think it would be a good community event.
Oh, you know what though? Maybe the modern day gladiator shit is just sports. You know what I mean? Like how there's some similarities between like gladiator
Like
fights and
UFC.
UFC and like football.
No,
You know what I mean?
No. I want to watch people duel to the death with deadly weapons.
Deadly weapons.
But I want it to be like, I want to bring back like the way that the Romans were doing it, where like you had one guy and he was supposed to be kind of like Poseidon. So he had a net and a trident.
They would like, yeah, the theatrics of it.
Yeah. And what kills me is though they're actually fighting to the death.
Yeah.
And everyone else is like, look at he's the fisherman. And it's like, yo, that dude's probably gonna die, man.
Yeah, it's like 50-50 shot.
Yeah. If he misses with the net, he's fucked.
Well, he had a trident too sometimes, right?
Yeah. He had the trident too, because he would net them and they would stab them with the trident.
Yeah.
And then it's like, yeah, the other guy with the fucking axes, and he hawks one of the axes and it goes right in the dude's head, and it's like, wow.
Well, I mean, there was like sometimes it wasn't always to the death because
Really?
they'd run out of dudes. So a lot of times you would like get someone dead to rights. Like he would have the net on him, the guy would be on the ground, and he would have it like there, and would have to get like an okay from someone. You know what I mean?
Oh, so they weren't always killing each other.
They weren't always killing each other. I'm pretty sure gladiators like lived a pretty good life in comparison
Really?
because they were slaves.
So yeah, they wouldn't want to kill each other.
So they wouldn't want to kill each other. And also, it's like that life is better than like normal slave
It's
shit most of the
crazy.
time.
It's crazy that like slaves were going on back then, because everyone gets so mad about slaves now.
When it was just like a thing before.
It was just a thing.
Well, I'm sure slaves back then weren't too pumped about it.
No, definitely not pumped at all about it.
Not at all.
And everyone talks about it like it was this thing that happened with the US and it otherwise never happened. And it's like, not at all, dude. The whole world has been taking slaves.
The slavery market is bigger now than it ever has been.
Yeah. You're welcome for that last FIFA World Cup, by the way.
Yeah, entirely built by slaves.
Yeah. Qatar, you want to support that shit country? Fuck those guys.
Yeah, fuck those guys.
What's the other one? Qatar, there's another country that still partakes in slavery that actually has never abolished slavery, and it's okay.
Really?
Yeah, I think it's like Saudi or something is the other one.
Probably.
Saudi Arabia, like, and Qatar, like, they don't
It's
give a
just
fuck.
what they do.
Yeah, they're like, yeah, we have slaves. Why wouldn't you? They're free people. It's free labor. Why wouldn't you fucking take them? You know, they just roll over to Africa and
I
they're
think
like,
the
here, we'll
reason
pick
that
one up.
like the only reason why most of the world kind of stopped, like the industrialized world stopped using slaves, is because machines were cheaper.
No, No. It stopped because Britain was ahead, and they were like, everybody else is really getting on this free labor thing, and it's increasing their economies. And Britain was like, no. The British Empire shall never fall. And then they said, slavery is really wrong. We should stop doing slavery. Everyone stop. Let's all stop doing slavery. We're abolishing slavery. It's good for people. And it was like, no. You're trying to hold your place at number one. Don't fucking lie to me, okay? You just
that's your conspircy.
100%. They were like,
check out the Irish guy.
We're checked in at number one. Let's stop slavery worldwide because we don't want to come out of number one. Like that's not. We don't want to be number two.
If we let these guys do this too long, it's going to be too.
Yeah,
long.
someone's going to get better than us, and we don't want that.
All right, I got a would you rather question.
Okay, go for it.
Would you rather give the first 99% of a blowjob or the last 1% of a blowjob?
Okay, what's in the last 1% of a blowjob?
Just the swallow. Like the cum shot swallow.
I feel like the cum shot is part of the 99.
No.
The last 1% is literally like the fucking finale of your...
It's the finale. You don't have to... It's the second he starts coming.
So it's not like... Because to me, like, if I'm having a milkshake...
Yeah.
The last 1% of the milkshake is when I go...
Yeah, it's same
like
thing.
Clean it off the bottom. And that's it.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I already took the final load of the milkshake into my mouth.
The last 1% of the milkshake is right as you take the last sip.
Okay.
Right as you...
Yeah.
Which would you rather do?
It depends.
On?
Well, first of all, how good am I at sucking dick in this hypothetical world? Because if I'm really good...
I don't know. How good are you at sucking dick? I don't know.
I don't know, right?
So do you trust your skills?
It could be minutes. I could be only a couple of minutes. And then I could be done. Or I could get a fucking bust of load in my mouth, which is
Or you could
atrocious.
be really bad at giving blowjobs because you've never given one before, I'm assuming.
No, yeah.
And it could be like a 45-minute affair.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It could be horrible to get to that point.
Plus...
Also, though...
Yeah.
Okay, go ahead.
Well, I'm saying the first 99%, that's work.
Yeah.
You're putting work in and you're trying to make a dude come. 1%, that's just an unfortunate scenario to be in.
It's pretty gross though. Like, what kind of animal fucking lets some disgusting beast creature like us come in their mouth? You fucking degenerates.
Just imagine the view.
Yeah, I can't imagine looking up at me and being fucking pleased with where my life has gone. I would think that would be very much a reality check that would be disappointing.
It kind of ruins getting one for me because I'm like, damn.
You're like, Jesus. Yeah, like when you bust on their face and you're like, oh, yeah. It's like the awesomest thing ever. And immediate post-cum guilt. And then you look down and you're like, I love you. I'm sorry that's all over you. Let me get you a towel. Like...
Post-cum guilt?
Yeah.
I think you've got some things to work out.
You don't have post-cum clarity?
Oh, clarity? I don't know about guilt.
Well, guilt is a part of the clarity, for God's sakes.
You're just sitting there. Your phone's black. And you just see your reflection of your face.
Oh, God.
Like, what have I done?
Look at you. Nothing like this angle from your fucking belly. Looking up at you going, thanks so much for tossing that clip in.
It's like, you know the gaudy fucking 70s thing where you put like mirrors on your ceiling?
Yeah.
To like watch yourself fuck.
I've never been that confident.
I imagine like I would spend so much time and money putting that up and then look at myself in it one time and be like,
Jesus Christ.
Nope, lights off, babe.
Yeah.
No, it's not you, it's me.
Yeah. It's not you, it's me. No, seriously, I
can't look at myself do this.
I'm going soft.
Like, wow, you look so unathletic.
Yeah.
You got a cramp from doing that? That's barely anything. What's wrong with you?
The best is when you're laying pipe, like you're having one of those good days where you're really like you're fucking putting it down.
Yeah,
And
I'm
you're
putting
like,
it down.
yeah, and you're like, yo, I'm fucking sick today. And then you like look down at yourself while you're doing it. And you hear, like, when you tilt your head down, you hear the fucking restricted airway, and you're like, you're like, what the fuck?
Oh my fuck!
That's how you really know you're performing. You're welcome, ladies.
That's how I know I'm an athlete.
Fucking.
Oh my!
I'm an
fuck.
athlete like Dennis Rodman in his prime.
Wearing dresses and shit. Hanging out in North Korea. Was
Yeah.
it Rodman that hang out in North Korea?
Oh yeah, he still does. Yeah.
I'm an unironic. I fucking love Kim Jong Un now.
Do you really?
Yeah, for real. There's something about his aesthetic. Every time there's a video of them wheeling a fucking ballistic missile,
And he's like-
and he's walking out in a leather jacket,
Yeah.
fucking Ray-Bans on, dart in mouth.
He looks dope.
He looks dope, dude. Talk about a guy who fucking has it all.
Yeah, he really does.
You talk all this shit about Kim Jong-un. I'm talking about the world. You talk all this shit, you would do anything to be in that man's position.
Yeah, that
to
guy.
have
that
what
guy's
he has.
fucking killing it
He has been straight crushing it
for years.
for years. He lost all that weight. He looks good now.
He does look good. Last time I saw him, he looks good.
He looks
lost
good.
weight. He looks good.
He's got a family. He's got missiles.
Yeah.
Dude hacks darts all day. Probably parties all the time.
Do North Koreans, like, how do they learn when they need doctors?
Yeah.
How do they get a doctor?
They teach people how to be doctors.
Nah, they don't have a curriculum that
They do. I'm for sure
not
they
one that
do.
meets world standards.
I think that's Western propaganda talking.
Yeah, well, where are they getting this curriculum from? Like, does the academic world reach out to North Korea?
For sure. People have been, or they develop it themselves. People have been practicing medicine
You
forever.
think that you think that North Korea is reaching the same level of development as the entire rest of the planet?
No.
Because
but-
the rest of the planet is on a plane together in the world of academia and they share knowledge.
Yes.
Are they sharing it with North Korea?
Well, that's the thing. So China's on that plane, and China will share shit with North Korea.
Oh, they will?
Yes.
Okay.
That's definitely how it happens.
How do they... here's a weird question. How do they communicate that to them? Because what I didn't realize was that this might not sound good.
Say it.
So what I didn't realize when I was a child, but now I'm an adult and I know, is Southeast Asians don't understand each other at all. Like, us as English-speaking white folk, we hear the same sounds
Yeah.
between, like, say, Thai and Mandarin, but they very much do not understand anything that each other are saying.
Are you suggesting that there are different languages in Southeast Asia?
Yeah, no, this is exactly what I'm saying, is that...
But to you, it's just bing bong, and then to them, it's different language. I don't fucking know.
So-
Like, to you, it just sounds like Asian talk.
Like,
Is
when
that
I
what
was
you're
a
saying?
kid, when I was a kid, yes.
Okay.
I was like a dumb white kid, right? now I'm a grown dumbass.
And I'm
There's
a
a
grown
difference.
dumbass who's figured out that they speak different language.
Yeah, but it sounds so similar. You wonder, like, do they understand anything between each other at all?
No.
And it turns out they don't. They don't. They don't. I very rudely found that out, but they
What'd you
don't.
do?
I didn't do anything. Like, I asked,
Oh, okay.
and I was very rudely told that is ridiculous. And
Yeah.
I was like, yeah, I know it's different languages, but like,
You don't get the gist? Is that what you're
yeah,
thinking?
it's like you don't even fucking know at all what they're talking about. Like, you're not picking up anything here. Like,
I kind of see where you're coming from, because, like, I don't know, we speak English, but, like, French we get the gist of.
yeah.
You know what I
Yeah,
mean? And,
that's
like,
what I'm saying.
German, you'd probably pick out a few words.
Or like you pick out a bunch of words in German, or if you spoke French fluently, you would like
kind of understand Spanish.
Yeah, a
and
little bit
Italian.
of Spanish and Italian. Like maybe you'd kind of get what's going on. So that's what I'm saying. They don't have that at all.
No?
No, if you're fucking Japanese and someone's speaking Korean, they could be like standing there listening to someone speak Korean and be like, I have no idea what the fuck they're talking. They have nothing. They're like, no idea.
Huh.
Not a fucking word.
I get where you're coming from. You don't sound as bad as you think.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Not a fucking word. They're like, I have no idea what he's talking. And it's like nothing. And they're like, I don't even know what they're talking about at all. I have no words have been picked up. And it's like, huh.
That's interesting.
But when you ask, and they're like,
I think it's the implication.
He's like, motherfucker, I'm Korean. They're Japanese. I don't know what they're fucking saying. And I'm like, Martin. Just kidding, buddy.
Motherfucker, I'm Korean. that should be on fucking Kim Jong-un's headstone when he dies. Motherfucker, I'm Korean. What else you got for me?
I love coffee.
I know. You're crushing it today.
Thank you.
Thought you'd be in a much worse state.
No, not at all.
If you can't tell, Christian is had a few drinks.
Last night, yeah.
5 hours ago.
That's also true.
You can't call it last night.
It was this morning.
It was this morning.
So, Eunice Foote. Her name is Eunice Foote.
Okay.
Fotte. Eunice Foote, a little over 200 years ago. I don't think 200 years ago is right.
Okay.
That seems very far. It actually might be. 200 years ago. It actually might be about 200. Yeah, it is. Eunice Foote, a little over 200 years ago, discovered in a very simple test. She trapped a jar full of atmosphere, put it in the sun with a thermometer inside, and then she trapped a jar and filled it with just CO2.
Okay.
And she stuck a thermometer inside. And she found that the CO2, just CO2 in the jar, gets much hotter much faster. Even though they're both exposed to the same temperature outside the jar and the same amount of sunlight, the CO2 in the sunlight heats up extraordinarily fast.
Okay.
In comparison. And she literally published research at the time saying that CO2 she was like, CO2 is bad for the earth. Like it's outlined. It's like CO2 is bad for the earth. Mm-hmm. We should watch how much CO2 we're producing, carbon dioxide, because it will be, what'd she say? Like it will be detrimental in the world's like warming, like the temperature of the world. Like if we produce too much CO2, the earth will get too hot.
Yes.
She said this like 200 years ago, and no one did a fucking thing till Al, whatever the fuck his name is.
Gore.
Al Gore was like...
Al Gore, whatever the fuck. Presidential candidate Al Gore.
Yeah, you know what presidential candidate sounds like to me? It sounds like he lost a fucking campaign.
Well, he didn't lose.
Well, he did. Was he the president?
Do you know?
Is he the president?
That presidential
was he
race?
Ever the president?
Like one of the most famous presidential races of all time?
Was he ever the president?
No.
Then it's a loss. I'm sorry, did you run the marathon or did you just fucking participate and
Bush
you lost?
Stole that election.
You know, yeah. And let me tell you something.
If you're not cheating, you're not trying hard enough.
Shame on you. Fool me, can't get fooled again.
Absolutely.
George W. Bush, that's a direct quote.
That's a direct quote.
The man, the legend.
One day, men and fish will live peacefully together.
Yeah.
That's another one. Remember when that guy threw a shoe at him?
And he dodged it?
And he ducked it. I don't know. Bush is getting like a bit of a revival among people. They're like, do you ever miss when politicians were like this? And it's like, motherfucker, do you remember the Iraq War? Like this guy.
I love George W.
No!
I love him.
He does paintings now. Have you seen his paintings?
No, but I'm glad. He paints,
and it's like sad soldiers. And
really?
He's like, look, this is me healing. Like, okay, I'm happy for you that you get to heal. That dude died, like, in a war you started.
You know what? George W. is a good man.
You can't say that!
Why not?
What did he do? That was good.
What did he do? He was reading
was
those children on 9/11.
was-
That was public.
He read to a kindergarten class one time.
Yeah, and then didn't interrupt his storytelling when there was a fucking national tragedy.
There's something I've always wanted to do, like try and fucking edit a video together where he's like reading to the kindergarten class and the guy comes up and whispers to his ear and he's like, "New Reasonable Doubt podcast episode just came out." And he's
that'd
like,
be dope.
And then he looks super panicked and he's like, "Okay, I'll get to that later."
Let me finish reading Franklin Goes to School.
The Reasonable Doubt podcast hit the Pentagon. Turn on the TV. It doesn't matter what channel.
Yeah, all the channels. That was crazy.
I remember 9/11.
Okay, so one thing we should talk about quickly.
Right. Yeah, what do you got?
Just very quickly, and then I would like to get back on track. Is February 2nd. Thursday, February 2nd.
Yes, Thursday,
The
February
Reasonable
2nd.
Doubt podcast will be at a bar. We have not decided which one yet.
There will
We
be a
will
party.
release that on the 1st. The bar that we end up going to and where the party is being held for our season finale, that will be announced on our season finale, so you have to listen the day before.
Yeah, you do have to listen. I'll probably announce it otherwise too, but we're having a
Yeah.
party. If you listen, come hang out. We're going to pop some champagne, get a little silly, celebrate a year. Would love to see everybody
It's going to
there.
be amazing.
If you don't show up and it's just me and Christian, slowly, sadly, drinking together, I'll never forgive you.
It's never
letting us do this.
been slowly or sadly while
No,
we're drinking together.
I do nothing slow.
Yeah, nothing goes slowly or sadly.
But don't let me and Chris just turn it into a day of us getting drunk. Come out, hang out with some friends. It'll be a good time. Show up.
Yeah.
Anyone who listens is welcome.
Anyway, yeah, anyone who listens to the podcast, or like even if you don't listen to the podcast and you follow our Instagram or whatever, you're very much
If
welcome.
me or Christian have said something on the podcast that you really disagree with, wait to see us in person. You can confront us.
Yeah, then you punch us in the face.
Then you punch us in the face, and we fight each
I
other.
don't want to get punched in the face.
There's gonna be.
It's gonna happen.
If you don't know which bar we're going to, look for the one with all the protesters outside
Yep, that'll be us.
with the signs.
Yeah, the picketing.
They'll picket our party.
So back on track. I have a.
Back to our reasonably,
I guess we're
reasonably
coming up on
scheduled
it, but I
programming.
do have an interesting thing that
Yeah.
I learned. I can't remember the term, if it's left-hand thread or right-hand thread for whatever. Right-hand thread's like your normal turn it on, right?
Yes.
Like turn something on. Okay, so like do. Yeah. So right?
Yeah. Grip, let go. Grip, let go. Grip, like that. You've tightened things before.
Yeah.
Righty-tighty.
So that's a right-hand thread. Okay, so on old trucks, because torque was a retarded concept they hadn't figured out yet, on old trucks and old vehicles, on the right side of the car, all the lug nuts would be right-hand thread, like normal. And on the left side of the car, they would be left-hand thread.
That's ridiculous.
It's not. So
I get why they do it, but that's a nightmare.
it was self-tightening.
Oh, because, torque is like a twisty force, right?
Every time they would like start and stop the vehicle, and every time it stopped, it would tighten itself. The bolts get a quick moment to tighten themselves.
So that's why it's impossible to loosen any fucking bolts.
Because they would just tighten themselves constantly,
Yeah.
right? So they did this for years to avoid tires coming off, because they had no like torque specifications, right? It wasn't like torque this 90 foot-pounds. They just knew that, well, the biggest, strongest guy at the shop should probably be the one to put these on. And if it comes off, that's your fault.
Yeah.
Right? Like if the tire comes off, that's
You just
your
didn't tighten it enough.
Yeah, you just didn't tighten it enough. So they started doing this, that they were self-tightening.
Yeah.
Like they were tight, you would tighten them, but every time it fucking stopped, it would tighten them and give them a little like. And they did this to keep tires from falling off.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah, they stopped doing it in like the early 80s.
I've never met anything in my life that hand tight wasn't enough.
Yeah, I would say lug nuts on a tire.
No, lug nuts are fine hand tight. This is actual legal advice to anyone listening. Hand tight on your lug nuts is fine.
That's not true.
It's got threads for a reason, right?
It is supposed
Just every now
to
and then.
be between 90 and
Every now and then when you go to
110
drive, go
foot-pounds of torque.
go check your lug nut, give it a little hand tighten if it's not quite there. But you're fine. It's got threads. That's the point. You know what I mean? It's fine. If you're ever building furniture, like your child's crib or something, hand tight. You don't need that Allen key. You're fine. You know what I mean? Chris gets what I'm saying. He's nodding along. Oh, we have video now. I can't lie.
Yeah. Yeah.
You're probably fine. You know those big giant bolts that hold like fucking
As
oil
a
rigs
professional.
together? Oh, fuck off.
As a
As a
professional.
professional.
As a professional.
As a professional.
tightener. Actually, fasteners are, that's a real...
Fastener. Damn near killed her. We'll let that one hang. As a professional plumber.
No, as a
Professional plumber.
As a professional...
Go to the board of plumbers. Tell those guys to start wearing belts.
That's
Why is there always so much ass?
I don't know, but there is an extraordinary amount
It's
of
a
ass.
stereotype and it's an old joke, but it's so
it's
true.
very true. It's very,
It's
very
so
true.
true.
Like, yeah.
And it's the worst ass.
Plumbers love having their butt cracks out.
I think you guys are just doing it on purpose now because you get
I
away
do it
with it.
sometimes because I think it's funny.
Right? Like, everyone knows the plumber's got his ass out, so, like, why don't
Yeah.
you just have your ass out?
So I've had it where, like, my ass is sticking out a little bit,
Yeah.
and I'll intentionally
Wiggle a little bit.
let the ass crack come further out.
Oh, my God. You're the
Yeah,
worst.
and then
That should be
fart.
fart.
Fart, but one of those farts where like your belt's pinching the cheeks together right at the crux of the
Oh,
cheek.
so it makes like a whistle?
So yeah, when you fart, it comes like up the top of it, and it whistles a little bit.
It always makes me wonder, you ever see girls wearing like tight leather leggings?
Yep.
What happens if you fart in some of those?
Oh man, they must be the sweatiest, dirtiest things, full of shit stains.
Does it just sit in there until you take your pants
I think
off?
so.
Or does it slowly like work its way up the crack?
Do you ever think about this? Women have like girls with big asses
Yeah.
that have like big round asses. Do they shit with that ass?
You should ask them. Next time you see one in person.
But actually though, like farting, how?
Women
like-
don't shit.
Yeah, you would think if they farted though that it would be like.
For sure. You ever think about how, what if your ass crack was horizontal instead of vertical?
Why?
And then when you walk, it would be like... You ever think of that?
Oh, that's interesting. I like that.
That's just something I thought of one day.
Oh, you're quite insightful.
I found a video of a guy. We were speaking of farting. I found a video of a guy. He's like a dishwasher somewhere in the States. And
Okay.
He does like live videos for people asking questions and stuff. I think he might be a little learning disabled. And he's sitting there.
What are you trying to say?
Nothing at all.
You're trying to say that dishwashers are disabled?
No.
'Cause
Dishwasher.
they
I show dishwashers the most amount of respect. Those
You
guys are
shouldn't.
absolute kings.
You shouldn't.
But this guy's sitting there and someone asks him, like, what do you do when you fart at work? Like in the pit. And he's like, well, I wouldn't want any of my coworkers to smell it, so I try to sniff it all up before anyone else can walk in.
Okay. So, real talk?
You can't just sniff it all
You
up.
can.
You have to, like, crouch down to where your ass level is and, like...
I've farted before in situations where I really shouldn't have farted.
Yeah.
And I've made a point of trying to breathe in all the fart, hoping I diffuse it in my lungs.
Oh, my God.
Yeah, I feel like it's very possible. Like, if you sniff up all the farts, yeah, like you sniff it all in and you get it inside you, then it's okay when it comes out and it's not so fart smelled.
I mean, your own farts are fine.
Right?
You can smell your own farts.
Some, like, I've done it and I've been like, wow, I fucking just shouldn't have farted at this retirement home. Like, that was rude of me. I shouldn't have done this.
No, the retirement home's fine. You can always blame it on one of them.
Yeah, be like, look at these disgusting old fucks.
No, not that. But, like, you could fart and
Let's
be like, wow, did you
them.
fart?
We should abuse elderly people.
No, you'd be like, did you fart? And they'd be like, no. And you'd be like, oh, you probably forgot.
You probably forgot.
You did. You did fart,
Yeah,
actually.
let's start
That was really-
gaslighting elderly people.
Yeah, let's do it.
They're
Take
already
them for all
losing
they
their
got.
minds. Fuck it.
No one's stealing your pain pills from you. You know? Dolores, no one's taking your Percocet as you're walking out with like full pockets.
What do you mean they go for $8 a pop? Dolores, quiet over there, okay?
You're not going to miss them.
Dolores, I swear to God,
I have crippling arthritis. And you're like, but I'm broke.
I don't like when Josh comes to help me. Dolores, shut the fuck up or you're gonna get the bag again.
I'm going to wheel you into a dark room and lock the door.
Yeah.
Don't fucking test me, Dolores.
Dolores, you remember what happened when I put the soap in the pillowcase?
Doesn't leave a bruise, does it, Doris? All right, I got to go to work.
All right. Thanks so much,
Thanks
folks.
so much for listening. Next week is the finale. It's going to be a live show. We're going to be posting about it. It's going to be awesome. Get in here.
Yeah, I'm super stoked. Email. Write in whatever the fuck you want. We're going to have our season finale, and then the next day we will be out
Partying.
We will be out for the season finale for
Season finale.
a
slash
celebration.
premiere.
Yeah.
Little celebration. It's going to be awesome. We'll see you there. This is big. This is big. Stay reasonable. Keep doubting.
Keep doubting.
We've been C. Griffin, J Money.
Thank you.
Love you.